G'day guys, how you going? Okay, so sorry, my phone's dinging and donging all over the place here. Sorry about that. My phone's on silent, but my husband runs my messages through my iMac and my iPad, so even though I have everything else turned down, you still hear the binging and bonging. I apologise. Okay, so this layout, what am I showing you in this particular layout? This is actually something I kind of thought was a little bit clever, even if I do sort of spruik this myself. It's small, but I thought it was clever. Now, years gone by, and I mean years, I have had these brads in my collection for easily 15 plus years, right? Now, I've got these brads and they have on the very top of them, they look like a screw. So it's like a faux screw basically. And like a Phillips, there's ones that have Phillips head and some of them just have a flathead screw on top. Anyway, the ones I wanted to use were like a copper color. And the idea for this particular page, so this has been sitting off to the side because I was trying to work out how I could do it. I wanted to screw / nail these bits of wood to my layout. Okay, work with me. That's my theory in my head, okay? So I tell you sometimes guys, I just take you along for the weird little journey that's inside my head. So these papers are P13 Always and Forever 6x8 paper pad. Now, I absolutely love these particular ones and I like how crisp they look with the ground espresso distress oxide around the edges of them, and I really like that look. Now, I decided that I had to figure out a way to create that nail / screw top without actually having the brads. I think I've got like 5 left in my collection, so I've pretty much sort of went, well, I don't have enough to do this layout that I want to do. Because as you can see, I got it to this point and I was totally happy with it. And then I thought in the background on the white, I wanted to just do, so I pulled out my, the Distress Oxide Lost Shadow and I just put a little, just some messy stamping. They're just, you can't actually read this particular stamp. So it's not technically a line marking stamp. You can actually read it and it does say some really lovely things, but I did it so light that it's more like a watermark kind of look. That's where I was going with that. So I've gone around the edge of all my bits and pieces that I think they just look stunning. And I wanted to create this look. So I've been playing with a few different things. I played with a little bit of, what did I use? I did a little bit of air dried clay. I thought I'd have a bit of a play with that because, like, you know, a packet of that's pretty cheap. So I thought I'd give that a try. I did have a look at the Pink Fresh Studio flat back pearls. Is that what you call them? Flat back. Yeah. Basically like an enamel dot is what I was looking at, but that's not what I wanted. So what I actually wanted was, and I'll put a picture up on Facebook of what I have versus the look that I managed to create with it. Now, I didn't want to go over the top with this layout with all the embellishments and all the mixed media and all that sort of thing. I wanted it to be simple. And you know what? Sometimes for me, simple is actually harder than just going to town and throwing everything on a layout. Because I think when you're throwing everything on a layout, there's nowhere to hide. When you're doing simple, there's nowhere to hide. You can't hide mistakes. You can't. So see this piece here? This is a piece of leftover from a different page that I did. And when I put that next to it, I thought, you know what? That softens that exactly. I loved it. It worked perfectly. And I have already worked out how I'm going to do my faux screws, faux nails. So I've worked it out. And what you're going to need for it is liquid pearls. I know it's a little bit, I tried the air dried clay and it did work, but to get consistent spots, like dots, like to get consistent sizes and everything, it was a little bit difficult. So I just, yeah, stick with me, it's coming up. What else did I use? I've told you everything that I used. The title stamps that I used were, okay, another great groundbreaking situation. I was actually going to, with this particular layout, I was going to leave it without a title. I know that's controversial because my title is usually where I like to go to town with different, inks or paints or splatters or texture or all of the above, right? So for me, it was one of those moments where I just went, oh, do I or don't I? And I did toy with the idea of it. And don't worry, I do come back in and I do put a title on here. It's different to how I normally would do it, but I did manage. Sorry, apologies there. Okay, so I did manage to do it. I really did. Sorry, I have a child that's gone to Montville today and with her boyfriend and his family, and they are the most lovely people, honestly, the most down to earth, sweetest people. And whenever they go anywhere, they offer Ange to go with them, and it's really nice. It's very nice to know that there's other parents out there like us that don't necessarily just let your kids run wild, sort of thing. Not that everyone does that, but it's good when you find other families that do the same. So she's been off there, and that's what the binging and bonging was at the very beginning, just while I'm fussy cutting these couple of little sprigs of flowers. I will be honest with you, I don't have very many bits left in this little paper pad that I can fussy cut. I've literally got like 2 sheets. And obviously this is not a bride and groom photo, so putting a bride and groom on there is not right. It's not going to work. But I love, how do I explain it? When it comes to, when it comes to P13 papers, I cannot express to you enough how stunning the artwork is on these papers. They're absolutely stunning. They really are. And their attention to detail is absolutely beautiful. Now, yes, they're made in Poland. And I'm just thinking, I haven't bought any of these for ages. So I don't know if there's been any kind of slowing down of the process given everything that's happening overseas. Not sure. I'm just having a quick look. When they say it's made in Poland, but it might be, I have a Ziploc bag and it's me rummaging around. I just wanted to have a quick look and see. I know there was a paper pad that I bought once and it said it was made in Poland but printed in the US. So I'm just having a really quick look to see. I do not believe, as I rummage around here, no, it just says made in Poland. 240 GSM cardstock. So, yeah, it's absolutely stunning. Now, here is where I am about to do the magic. I think it's magic. I know it's really small, but it's magic. So, I came in here with some gold. Now, I came in there with some gold and I decided that I needed to do a little bit of a title because I was going to leave it like that and sort of be controversial and let you know that you don't always need a title. And that is actually true. If you are doing, like for instance, my wedding album, I did the front page, the front cover but each page doesn't have a title as such, you know? So if it's something along those lines, you don't need a title. On this particular layout, I did... Oh, excuse me. Why do I try and do voiceovers at 4:30 in the afternoon? I've been busy yesterday and today, and I always seem to start yawning at this time of the afternoon. I don't know why. It's so frustrating. I literally just finished another page. I wasn't even yawning at all. So I'm just doing a very, very quick, I'm using, this is just it's just gold. That's all it is. It's just called gold. It's Crafter's Choice embossing powder. It was nothing flash. It was literally bang, 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 done. Like, there was nothing super flash about it. Like I said, I didn't want the title to take over. You know, like most of my layouts, I always have a really big title because I like it to be the title about the subject of what's going on in the photo, right? But it is here where I go, okay, do I want it up there or do I want it down there? And then I had another look, realized it was still a little bit too big. I'm just putting the ground espresso. I think it needs to go up the top there. And that's where I leave it. And that is fine. So I'm making very quick decisions. And that's another reason this came together really quickly. Now, this is where I was like, okay, am I just going to give in and am I just going to do this, or should I actually try this little trick that I figured out and just do it and hope it works? So I pulled out the liquid pearls called Copper Pearl. Now I'm putting reasonably big blobs on here. So imagine that's where, if I yawn one more time, I swear to God, I'm so sorry. So basically what I did, and this is how I worked this out, okay, and I did this on some scratch paper to start off with. I am not holding the heat tool on it to heat it right through, but what I'm trying to do is form a skin on the liquid pearls. And then what I do is I come in with my, some of you call them X-Acto knives, some of you, I just call it a Stanley knife, just craft knife, whatever you want to call it. And my blade on mine, I'll be honest with you, is pretty blunt. It's not super sharp, but all I did is I just did one line, just do it with conviction, just go bang, straight on it. And if you've dried it out just the right amount, when you do that, it leaves a really good line in it and it looks like it's a screw. It looks like a screw head. And I was so happy when I did it because I really like that look on a page when I use my brad and I do that sort of thing. And that's pretty much what this page is all about. The fact that I really like these papers. I wanted to go to town with this. I wanted to create another simple page, simple layout, because I think for me personally, I need my brain to slow down a little bit to do a simple page and then do another really busy page. And that's just how I do it. So here's a close-up. And if you want to see what these look like close up in some photos, either pop over to Facebook's probably the best place to find it. If not, on Instagram. Can you see the little line? See how it looks like a screw head? It looks awesome. In real life, it dead set and it dried in that position. So it dried right through and it's perfect. So give it a try. Let me know if you'll give it a try. I think it's fantastic. It's a great way of adding another element to your page, and all it is liquid pearls. It's not fancy. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll chat to you soon. Bye for now.